Student at Rehan School Online Academy, and today I'm going to talk with Maya, and the topic of the conversation is explore reasons for learning a foreign language. So let's begin. Yeah.
Hey, are you
So
still
the
there?
question
It's all
is,
right if
yeah, I'm here. So the question is, what is the most common reason people choose to learn a foreign language?
okay, all right, that's a good one. 15 minutes, uninterrupted, on the most common reasons people pick up another language. Here we go.
I didn't set any
Honestly, if I had to
15
pin
minutes to you to talk on. I just asked to answer the question that what is the most common reason people choose to learn a foreign language? Yeah.
Oh, oh, my apologies. I totally jumped the gun there and got carried away with the earlier instructions about the long explanation. You're right, you just asked a direct question. Okay. The most common reason people choose to learn a foreign language is practical necessity. Specifically, it's for work or career advancement. A huge number of people learn a new language because it opens doors to job opportunities, allows them to communicate with international clients, or improves their earning potential. It's less about a love of linguistics and more about getting ahead. Does that answer it for you? Is there anything else I can help with?
Yeah,
Perhaps
so
you'd
the
like
next
to.
question is, how can learning a foreign language improve career opportunities?
Okay. All right. A long explanation coming up.
I didn't.
Right. My bad. Okay, so learning a foreign language dramatically improves career opportunities in a bunch of different ways. It's not just about being able to say hello and thank you in another language, though that's a start. First off, it makes you a more competitive candidate in a global job market. Companies are constantly expanding internationally, and they need employees who can communicate with clients, partners, and colleagues from different cultural backgrounds. Being bilingual or multilingual immediately sets you apart from other applicants. Then there's the question of industries. What certain fields practically demand language skills? I think international business, translation, and interpretation, obviously, but also journalism, tourism, education, government and diplomacy, even healthcare. If you're in any of those fields, knowing another language can be the key to landing a better position or even entering the field in the first place. It also opens up opportunities for international assignments. Companies are often looking for employees who are willing to live and work abroad, and language skills are essential for a successful relocation. And even if you don't move, you might be involved in projects that require you to collaborate with teams in other countries. Beyond the concrete job benefits, learning a language demonstrates valuable soft skills. It shows you're adaptable, resourceful, and have a willingness to learn. All qualities employers highly value. It also gives you a deeper understanding of different cultures, which can be a huge asset in building relationships with people from around the world. It's about more than just words. It's about demonstrating cultural sensitivity and an open mind. That's increasingly important in today's interconnected world. And let's not forget the salary boost. Studies consistently show that bilingual employees earn more than their monolingual counterparts. The amount varies depending on the industry and the language, but the premium can be significant. Finally, knowing another language can unlock access to a wider range of information and resources. You can read news articles, research papers, and books in their original language, giving you a more nuanced understanding of complex issues. This can be invaluable in any field. Essentially, it's a long-term investment in your professional development that keeps on giving. It broadens your horizons, enhances your skill set, and ultimately makes you a more valuable asset to any organization. Everything all right?
Amazing. Yeah. So the next question is, In what ways does language learning enhance cultural understandings?
Okay, so how does language learning enhance cultural understanding? That's a really good question. It goes way beyond just being able to order food in a different country. Language is fundamentally intertwined with culture. It's not just a tool for communication, it's a window into a different way of thinking and seeing the world. When you learn a language, you're also learning about the history, values, beliefs, and customs of the people who speak it. Start to understand how their language reflects their worldview and how their worldview shapes their language. For example, some languages have grammatical structures or vocabulary that emphasize collectivism, while others prioritize individualism. This can give you insights into the cultural priorities and social norms of that society. It's about unpacking these kinds of subtle differences. You also learn about cultural nuances that aren't directly translatable. Idioms, proverbs, humor, and even body language all vary from culture to culture, and understanding them requires a deep knowledge of the language. Just think of how many English idioms would completely baffle someone who's never been exposed to the culture. Break a leg, spill the beans, raining cats and dogs. It's about understanding the implied meanings, the historical context, and the cultural references. And it's not just about understanding the big C culture, the art, literature, and history, but also the small c culture, the everyday habits, customs, and social interaction. Hey there, everything all right? Still with me?
I am here. So, next question is, how does speaking another language help in building friendship across borders? And can learning a foreign language improve memory and brain function? And how?
Whoa. Okay, that's a triple threat. All right, let's tackle these one by one. First, how does speaking another language help build friendships across borders? It really breaks down barriers, honestly. It's about being able to connect with people on a deeper level, moving beyond superficial interactions. When you make the effort to speak someone's language, it shows respect, genuine interest, and a willingness to understand their perspective. It opens up opportunities for more meaningful conversations, shared experiences, and genuine connections. It creates a sense of trust and rapport that's difficult to achieve otherwise. You're able to understand their humor, their stories, and their inside jokes. It allows you to participate in their cultural events and traditions and to share your own. Next, can learning a foreign language improve memory and brain function? Absolutely. Numerous studies have shown that it does. It's like a workout for your brain. Learning a new language requires you to remember new vocabulary, grammar rules, and pronunciation patterns, which strengthens your memory. It also improves cognitive skills like problem solving, multitasking, and critical thinking. It can even delay the onset of cognitive decline associated with aging. The brain becomes more adaptable and efficient and essentially creates new neural pathways. And finally, how does knowing a second language make traveling easier? It makes everything smoother, more authentic, and more rewarding. It's not just about being able to ask for directions, although that's hugely helpful. It's about being able to interact with locals, understand their culture, and have a more immersive travel experience. You can navigate public transportation, order food at local restaurants, bargain at markets, and handle unexpected situations with greater ease. It reduces your reliance on tourist traps and allows you to venture off the beaten path, discovering hidden gems that you might otherwise miss. It builds confidence, fosters genuine connections, and ultimately transforms your travel experiences from superficial sightseeing to truly meaningful cultural exchange. So that's the rundown. Anything you'd like me to elaborate on? Everything okay? Just checking in. Feel free to let me know if you want to dive deeper into any of those points or if you're ready for the next question. No rush at all.
I am ready for the next question. So, how does knowing a second language making travel easy? This is done. So, what role does language play in studying abroad, and how can language learning improve communication skills in our native tongue?
All right, tackling those three. We already touched on how knowing a second language makes travel easier. It's about smoother interactions, deeper cultural experiences, and greater independence. But expanding on that, it really builds confidence. You're less reliant on others to translate or guide you, which empowers you to explore more freely and handle unexpected situations. It also opens up opportunities for spontaneous adventures and chance encounters that you wouldn't have if you were limited by a language barrier. Now, the role of language in studying abroad is huge. It's almost impossible to fully immerse yourself in a foreign culture and education system without knowing the local language. It's not just about understanding your lectures, it's about participating in class discussions, making friends with local students, navigating daily life, and truly integrating into the community. Knowing the language allows you to access a wider range of academic resources, build relationships with professors, and gain a deeper understanding of the subject matter. It can also significantly improve your academic performance. And finally, how can language learning improve communication skills in our native tongue? This one is surprising to a lot of people, but it's true. When you learn another language, you become more aware of the structure and nuances of language in general. You start to analyze how languages work, how grammar rules function, and how different words convey different meanings. This increased awareness translates into improved communication skills in your native language. You become more precise in your writing, more articulate in your speech, and more attuned to the subtleties of language. You start to choose your words more carefully, construct clear sentences, and express your thoughts more effectively. It's all about developing a deeper understanding of the art of communication. Does that make sense?
That's an instances. So the next question, not questions. Okay, I'm not asking you three questions. I'm just repeating. Like, okay, just don't have any issues. We can. So
Got it.
how can
No problem at
language
all.
learn? So how does learning a foreign language help in understanding different perspective, and how can language skills help in international business? This is a one question.
Okay, one combined question. Understood. All right. So, how does learning a foreign language help in understanding different perspectives? And how can language skills help in international business? Those are very connected, actually. Learning another language isn't just about decoding words, it's about decoding a different worldview. Every language carries within it a unique set of cultural assumptions, values, and ways of thinking. When you learn that language, you're essentially learning to see the world through a different lens, challenges your own assumptions, broadens your horizons, and helps you develop empathy for people from different backgrounds. You start to appreciate that there's more than one way to look at things, and that your own cultural perspective isn't necessarily the only valid one. This is crucial for effective communication, not just in daily life, but particularly in international business. In international business, language skills aren't just about translating documents or conducting meetings. They're about building trust, establishing rapport, and understanding the cultural nuances that can make or break a deal. Misunderstandings due to a language barriers or cultural misinterpretations can lead to costly mistakes, damaged relationships, and lost opportunities. Being able to communicate effectively in your client's or partner's language shows respect, builds credibility, and fosters a stronger sense of connection. It allows you to negotiate more effectively, navigate cultural sensitivities, and build long term relationships based on mutual understanding. It's not just about what you say, but also how you say it. And that's where language skills and cultural understanding come into play. So, those two are really intertwined. Understanding different perspectives through language unlocks success in international business.
Wonderful. So the next question. to you is that how does learning a foreign language help it in, like no how can language skills help in international business, and how
Whoa.
do foreign language skills make movies, music, and books more enjoyable? This are one.
Okay, wait a minute. Right. My apologies. I completely jumped ahead again. Okay, combining those, how do language skills help in international business, and how do they make experiencing movies, music, and books more enjoyable? You're keeping me on my toes. So, we just touched on international business, but let's expand. It goes beyond just communication. Knowing the language allows you to understand the local market, the competition, and the regulatory environment. You can analyze marketing materials, read industry reports, and conduct market research without relying on translations. Also builds stronger relationships with local partners and customers. It displays respect and builds trust. Negotiating contracts, understanding cultural norms around business practices, all easier with direct language access. Essentially, it's about having a competitive edge. Now, as for how it enhances enjoyment of movies, music, and books, it's transforms, but they can't fully capture the nuances of the like, elaborate